Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarashi Sarvada Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Ganganapate Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha Shri Paramagurubhyo Namaha Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 9th of August 2025. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Bhagavan residing in the heart of every single being. Okay, so we'll just be spending just about 10 minutes here because we have a consciousness retreat today online from 8:30 to 12 o'clock with some breaks in between. So that is in English. You're all welcome to attend. It's the same link that we're on right now. But that is a third presentation on consciousness with interactive discussion and dialogue and some videos and all that. So anyway, today we are going to just continue a little bit further from yesterday with regards to Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's teachings regarding the Achinta Bheda Bhed Tattva. Achinta Bheda Bhed means inconceivable simultaneous oneness and difference. You can see that actually right here on the screen. It means that the Jivatma, the Atma Tattva, the consciousness that we are, is one with Bhagavan Krishna. So this is called Abhed. That the substance is one, that the Tattva is one. It's not a physical substance, it is Chaitanya. Chaitanya means consciousness, Sat, Chit, Ananda. We're going to be talking about that today in the consciousness retreat in more foundational detail. These are very advanced ideas that we're talking about here. So to continue from yesterday, the Achinta Bheda Bhed perspective with regards to the Golok Dham, the form of Bhagavan Krishna, the Swarup of Sri Krishna in the Golok, the infinite energies that are coming from Golok, and as well as the material universes that are all created, they are in one sense bhed. That means that they are different somehow. We cannot exactly say that the material universe is Sri Krishna. We cannot say that. But at the same time, it is also not different from Sri Krishna. So this identity and difference, it is inconceivable. It is inconceivable, meaning that our buddhi cannot grasp this phenomena, this tattvic reality. So that is why it is called achintya. Chintan nahi kar sakte iska. We are not able to see how there can be one and how they are different at the same time. Right? So this Tattvagnan, this vision of Vedanta, as given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, it does two things. It guards against two errors in philosophy, as well as in the vision of the Tattva, and that is monistic collapse and hard dualism. Monistic collapse says that everything is just collapsed into one Brahman, one Krishna, that's it. That's not wrong really, but it also it negates relational love. We talked about this a bit yesterday. Just reviewing just a couple of points, just because these are difficult to understand. And then hard dualism, treating creation as wholly separate and thereby denying intimacy. So for example, a tree. Just take a tree, right? Is Bhagavan, the Supreme Paramatma, is it present in the tree? Yes, definitely. But if we say that the tree is completely separate from God, that has no connection with Paramatma, with Bhagavan, that is called hard dualism. And that hard dualism is a perspective to see this world, to see the ultimate reality, Bhagavan. And then when you have that, there is some deficiency there, that God is not present everywhere. So that's not the case. So both of these concepts are wrong as far as the Achinta Bheda Bhed Tattva vision. So the relational ontology. By the way, which concepts are wrong according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Monistic collapse and hard dualism. Now, relational ontology. Reality crystallized by devotional need. Let's go into that a bit. This is point number 6 on the screen here. So relational ontology is what? Because being is relational, existence in Vraj sizes itself to match the affective requirements of the moment. In the Golok Dham, in the Vraj Bhumi, the Mukta has emotion, but they're divine emotion. So whatever the affective, the word affective in English means emotion. But this is now divine emotion, the affective requirement, whatever is wished for in terms of love for God, that begins to manifest itself. It actually manifests, sizes itself. The existence of Vraja, meaning the existence of the abode of God, it changes itself to meet the wanting, the way the devotion is to be expressed. So space is not a different container, it is a participant. How amazing. The Akash that is there, it is also Chaitanya, it is also divine, it is participating, it is changing according to the mood of the rasa of the bhakta. Can you imagine that? How extraordinary is this idea? This is what happens in the abode. Bhagwan ke dham mein aisa sab hota hai. When devotion swells, so does geography. The geography changes, the landscape changes, everything changes based on the devotion. Amazing. So when devotion swells, so does geography. When a private exchange is desired, space folds inward. Private exchange means I just want to see Sri Krishna with me, only Bhagwan, nothing else other than that. All of the reality around changes. It's a private, intimate exchange. You know how we say intimacy? We use this worldly examples here. Because in the worldly examples, when a couple is being intimate with each other, they close everything off. They're in a special room. Nobody is distracted. All that kind of stuff goes on. That's a perverted form of intimacy. That's inside the material world. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. This sexual attraction and all these things that we experience here, this is a reflection. It's a perversion of that real love. That real intimacy is inside the abode of God, Bhagwan ke dham mein hai. And that is what happens over there. वो भगवान आत्मा और परमात्मा का प्रेम है इसमें. So the private exchange, when that is desired, space unfolds. But if you desire, want to be with other devotees, that happens. Whatever we desire, but all of the desires are always in relation to bhakti. It's quite extraordinary. So in this cosmos, meaning that abode of God, love functions as a metric. And Sandhini Shakti is the algorithm that converts emotional vectors into spatial architecture. Emotional vectors meaning directions of emotion. The direction that our emotions are going in the abode of God, Bhagwan ke dham mein, that changes. Sandhini Shakti changes the material there, so you can experience actually what you want to experience. And this goes on. It goes on forever. There's no end in that. There's no getting tired of that. It goes on forever. It's new, constantly new. Now, let's look at point number 7. Then we'll close here because I have to start the other program at 8:30. Implications for liberated jiva. Entrance into Nitya Vraj Bhumi is not achieved by linear travel, but by ontic resonance. It's not like you can take a spaceship and go into the Vraj Bhumi. You can take a spaceship for infinite time, you'll not reach there. It's beyond this space. It is in Samadhi. It is through Archi Marg, Vachanamrut, Garada Pratham 21. Through Archi Marg, the Brahma, the Atman actually reaches the Paramatma in the abode of God, not through the spaceships and all that. You never get there. Doesn't matter how many galaxies you can cross. You'll never get to the abode of God that way. Gunatitanand Swami mentioned this. He said that Bhagwan nu dham bahya drashti thi lakh ghanu chetu che. Antar drashti thi anu matra chetu nati. Vachanamrut also says the same thing. Sarangpur 10. Right? So this is what is called ontic resonance. Ontic resonance is where our being, our Atma Tattva resonates with Paramatma. The Jiva's consciousness must align with the Sandhini frequency. That is why we do 9 forms of devotion, all of the other aspects of Bhakti and Satsang and Kirtan and everything that is done. That is to align with the Sandhini frequency, with the frequency of the abode of God. Upon liberation, the Siddha Deha, that is the perfected spiritual body, shares the same Chid Dravya composition. It's made up of the same substance, enabling seamless participation in the realm of emotional ecstasy. The emotion can be exchanged in a divine way. The devotee thus co-creates reality alongside Krishna. Bhagwan Krishna creates the abode, but the devotee also creates the reality in the abode based on the bhav of the bhakta, fulfilling the ultimate Vaishnava, the Gaudiya Vaishnava vision of an eternally expanding relational universe of love. Let's stop here for now. We'll talk more about this. It's quite profound, but it's a all realization. When the sadhak, the bhakta, realize this, at that point one can realize. So let's stop here for now. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurum Edeva Sarvakarashi Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namah. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Sri Krishna Tvam Gatir Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Radha Krishna Namo Namah. Vame Yasya Sthita Radha. Shrisha Yasya Asti Vakshasi Vrindavana Viharam Tam Sri Krishna Mrudi Chintaye. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundai Viche Shri Radha Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Rim Swaha. Om Rim Swaha. Om Rim Swaha. Alright, so we'll stop here for now.